The Dhumadi Marga is very well described, but by doing what man goes through that, he said, Vishayan Abhisandhaya Yesaha Aishwaryamevacha. Those who are always interested in going through the temporal experiences. I need to see, I need to listen, I need to smell, I need to taste, I need to touch. Many things, right? Only after them their life goes. Nothing else. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. But this is not permanent, isn't it? They forget that. Enjoyment is good, but choose longer and better enjoyment than shorter and bad experiences. This is where man misses a lot. So he says, Vishayan Abhisandhaya Yesaha, and then man does a few activities for the sake of fame. I should see, for some time man is after procurement, possessions, gain. But after reaching a level, then there is no need for gaining because he must have gained a lot. Now there is no difference for him. See, for the people who became billionaires, they don't mind spending a few bucks, right? So they never try to just do something for the sake of earning a little profits. They don't care them at all because they reached a level. But then they are after fame. They do activities for the sake of fame. And after getting a little fame, their goal is towards Aishwarya, that is a position, a political position, some ruling capabilities they want. And of course, once they go for those things, do something for the sake of fame, they lose. When they enter such a kind of power politics, they lose ultimately. But my friends, I'd like to tell you something like there are three types of people. Few are astikas and few are nastikas. Astikas and nastikas. In a way, both are good. If he is really astika, that means a devotee, a theist, there is always a chance for him to go for better things and again get something better placement. Astika. And those who are nastikas, even they are really good because they don't believe in anything except the tangible things, and they sincerely work for those things. That means one says, I don't believe in God, but I believe in time, I believe in the nature. And then they stick on to the time, they stick on to the nature's law, and then they do things, in a better way. Astika is good, Nastika is good. But there is a middle quality, which are called Astika Nastikas. Pretty dangerous guys. These Astika Nastikas, they think that they are Astikas, but they don't believe in it in their heart. They act everything in a different way. They don't say that they are Nastikas. They believe in good things, they believe in Vedas, they believe in scriptures, they believe in God, they do all things as if they believe in God, but they are not really act as Astikas. You know Ravana, right? Ravana studied Vedas a great deal. Ravana wrote a book that in Vedas, how many letters are there, how many are, how many kas, how many gas, how many pas, how many mas, each letter, how many times it is repeated. There are many things that he composed about the Vedas. That means he studied Veda very well. He understands the meanings of the Vedas. But his attitude is entirely different. So, can we say that he is an Astika because he studied Vedas and believed in God because he worshipped Ishvara, he worshipped Brahma, and also he understands about the Narayana? Before his death, he started thinking, why this single man came to Lanka and made this much of chaos here? What is this? A single man with a single brother, and rest of the stuff is just monkeys, indisciplined monkeys, and did this much. How? Maybe he is Narayana. Tam manye Raghavam Veeram Narayanam Anamayam. I don't know. Let us keep this kind of thought process in aside and let me act upon the current situation. And then he again came back to his normal stage. That means Ravana is not an Nastika. Ravana is not an Astika also. But he lived like an Astika, but did like an Astika. That means he is an Astika Nastika. Pretty dangerous guys. Duryodhana, we know in Bharat. He said, Janami dharmam nahi me pravrittihi, janam adharmam nahi me nivrittihi. I know what is right, I know what is wrong, but I don't want to do right. I don't want to give up wrong. I mean, he is thinking that he is an Astika, and people also think that he is an Astika. And he is not an Astika. He doesn't think that he is an Astika, nor people think about him as an Astika. He is an Astika Nastika. Really, really dangerous people. The people we see today in the world are all Astika Nastikas. This is what our great Acharyas talk about. Our Ramanujacharya Swami's followers, like the Pidalokacharya Swami, etc., and also Manavada Mahamuni in his Upadesa Ratnamala. This middle person, very, very dangerous. You should be very careful about such people. And such people, they think that they believe in God. They see God in the deity form. They also do worship. They also construct temples. They also maintain people. But their intentions are different. They want to commercialize that. They want to make something out of it. In different ways. Some people want fame. Some people want money. Some people want politics. Some people want power. Make a temple and become a politician. Easy. Because when you make a temple, people come there. People think that this guy is a very great person, did a lot to the community, and in the next session and stand for elections and become a politician. Easy. So there God has been commercialized. God is used for getting one's own selfish goals. These people are called Rajasiks. Very, very dangerous people. Kapila says to his mother in the 30th chapter and in the 9th sloka, Archadau archayet yo mam purdhag bhavaha sarajasaha. He also does puja to me in the form of archa, but for a different cause, and that is Rajasik. Such people go through the Dhumadi Marga. Dhumadi Marga is a path traveling through which again the soul comes back to this earth and takes a form in this body, in this world. Maybe sometimes human, or maybe sometimes some other form, like an animal, a bird, a tree, whatever. But he comes back to this plane. he doesn't go to Naraka. Because he pretended as if he is an Astika and he acted like an Astika. Did not really believe, but half believed. But at least by his half belief, he saved some people. Though he did not believe in God and made a temple, but at least by coming to the temple, some people became devotees and they got benefit. Indirectly he got the virtues of those people, the grace of those people. So at least he comes back to this human plane where again there is a chance for him to upgrade his life. And it is said, Gatva Chandramasam Lokam Somapaha Punareshyati. Hey mother, such people, they go through the Chandramasa etc. lokas and they get the Somapaha. That means they get a body called Somo Raja and again come back Punaha Eshyati. And that lokas they travel through are called Pitru lokas etc. And then Tataste Kshina Sukrutaha Punarlokamimam Prati Patanti Vivasaha Devaihi. Such souls again come back to this world and because they got some kind of sukrita, that is virtue, punya, and punarlokamimam patanti by their sensory organs. Because they have a capsulized body to them which is called Sukshma Sarira, which is made of the subtle particles of these 5 elements and again the 5 sensory organs which formed a subtle body where he is well preserved and then he travels and again comes back to this plane, to this world, and again he gets a body and goes through the experiences. And if at all he chooses the sattvic path, then only he will be released from this subtle body, from this Devaihi, and then he need not come back. And such one travels through another path called Archiradi. He said, Suryadvarena te yanti Purusham Visvato Mukham. They travel through the Surya and then they experience the divinity all over. Wherever they are, they experience the God. But what to do for that? Swadharmakhyena parisuddhena chetasa. All that they have to do is doing their duty perfectly, but with pure heart. Parisuddhena chetasa. With pure heart, if they do their duty, that's all it is. But for which? How their heart becomes pure, how their mind becomes pure, how they become parisuddha chetas. This was the question. And then he says, the Kapila says in 29th chapter, the 16th sloka, Madhishnya darsana sparsa puja stuti abhinandanaihi bhuteshu madbhavanaya satvena asangamena cha. This is very simple. To make your heart pure is very simple if you understand. If you understand. In capitals, in bold, in italic, and boxed, and in quotes. It's very easy if you understand. If you understand, if the understand becomes real, strong, it will be definitely translated into action. Let us see this sloka, what Kapila says. Madhishnya darisena sparisya. Madhishnya, all that they need to understand that I am the one who is always ready to help them. And who am I? I am the great Narayana. Right? Lord is Narayana. And let them understand the nature of Narayana, who is all pervasive. And he is always with us. And because he is always, of course, there are many religions talk about that God is one and he is everywhere. And our Vedas said that he is everywhere and he is the one only. And he is one only. But he got illimitable compassion. And his powers are also illimitable. And because they are illimitable, he can manifest in any way he wants. Not necessarily that you have to travel to a place to reach him. He can come down to you. You cannot restrict his abilities. You cannot control his compassion. And out of his compassion and ability, he can express himself anywhere, even in a small deity. Unfortunately, other people say that the deity worship is wrong. They prohibit it. They condemn that. They deny that. They hate it. They criticize such people. Unfortunately, their ignorance, I say, we should be more sympathetic towards such people. Because you cannot put any restriction or control over his compassion. And you have no right to put any restrictions to his abilities. When he is the one able to do any kind of miracles, when he is the one able to divide the oceans, when he is able to create anything on his own, why can't he express himself in a small deity form and bless us? Very simple, right? Try to understand that. And he said, Madhishnya, and the devotee who wants to travel through this sattvic path and who wants to come out of these clutches of the subtle body and who wants to experience the divinity, divine bliss, all enjoyment. And such people, all that they need to do is see God in a wonderful, divine, beautiful form. You can choose. Ye yadhamam prapadyante tan stahaiva bhajami. If you want to see my form in a metallic way, fine. In gold, yes. Or in a clay, yes. In a paper, nine. On a cloth, okay. Or just like a small pendant, still that is fine. No restrictions. He accepted that. And no one can stop him. And when that's the case, and when that one is available, believe in that first. And then, Madhishnya darisena, first see him and enjoy. Sparisya, do some kind of services like offering something, decorating him, something. And puja, and try to offer something to him, all the activities that you do. Abhinandanaihi, because you are blessed with beautiful ability to speak something good about him and speak something how you are benefited from him. The life is supported. He is inside you and he is the one allowing to breathe and he is the one allowing to see, speak, enjoy, experience everything. Speak that. Be grateful. Abhinandana. And very, very important thing we need to remember. Bhuteshu madbhavanaya satvena asangamena cha. There is a big world around us. See me in every object. See me in the tree, do something to the tree. See me in the animal, do something to the animal. Good. Something good to the animal, by which the animal pleases. And in the bird, you can see him, do something with which the bird is pleased. See him in the tree, do something so that the tree becomes blossoming. And see in the man, do something to the man so that he will live in peace. Those who are starving, give them some food. Those suffering, give them some solace. Those who are uneducated, teach him a couple of letters so he can understand. See, Bhuteshu, he said no restriction. Bhuteshu, all the beings, Madbhavanaya, think that I am there in them. Not just doing is important. Connecting yourself to me through that is very important. You understand? Connecting the manas, and you have to purify that sattva, the manas, asangamena cha, not expecting any benefit out of it, not expecting any return from that, as a mother does to her baby. A little baby is taken care by mother. Mother bathes that baby, dresses that baby, feeds that baby, teaches that baby, kisses that baby, and enjoys everything with that baby so that the baby grows well. What is the expectation to the mother? We expect the mother is expecting something in return from the baby? That because I do these many hours, service of these many hours to this baby, counting all of them, and end of the time, end of the year, or end of probably the growth, like say about 16 years or 18 years or after 25 years, because I spared these many hours, volunteering hours, these many, so my little baby, you have to pay me this much, or you have to show this much to me. Does any mother expect this kind of thing? I don't think so. We never expect, we never see such kind of things even in birds, in animals. I don't know about human beings, but in other species they never expect anything. All that those babies should grow and live on their own, finish. There are great human beings also who take care of babies like that and don't expect anything out of them, right? So, if we serve all the beings, realizing the presence of God there, and with such a kind of good heart, if you are able to serve them, I think that is what is needed for one to travel through this, the sattvic path, through which once traveled need not come back and lands in a divine place, in divine abode, enjoys all sorts of divine bliss, unquestionably. All our VT Seva volunteers and JET USF volunteers and all our Vikas Taringani volunteers doing the same thing, keeping that as a motto: serve all beings as service to God. How beautiful it is, isn't it? Madhava Sevaga Sarva Prani Seva. How wonderful it is. This is what Kapila said to his mother. Bhuteshu madbhavanaya satvena asangamena cha. And then he said, don't abuse the nature. Aham uchavachehi dravyehi kriya utpanna yanaghe. Hey mother, hey anaghe. Uchavachehi kriya utpannaya aham naivatushye. I never feel happy if one hurts any creature around. Naiva tushye architaha archayam bhutagrama avamaninaha. Bhutagrama avamaninaha. Bhutagrama means all the beings around us. All the bhutas. Bhuta means existing. Something that is existing. Right from the atom to the galaxies. All they are bhutas only, right? Let us keep all of them aside and let us confine to the just living organisms around us. Those who are abusing them, those who are insulting them, those who are causing unnecessary damage to them. I don't say necessary damage is bad. That means when you prune the tree for a better growth, it is okay. When you inject a patient for the sake of his health, it is okay. When you cut a part of the body for the sake of saving the rest of the body, it is okay. But doing something for joy, for fun, it is bad. Bhutagrama avamaninaha. What? Seeing or saying that they are devotees. Architaha archayam. They think that I am there in the form of archa, and also they show lot of devotion, they do lot of puja, but all that they do is causing lot of pain to the other beings. Saying that they believe in God, right? Saying that they believe in God, and they say it is jihadi. They say it is for the sake of God they are doing. This is what Kapila said is not right. Naiva tushye. I never feel happy with such kind of things. And then he said, Athamam sarva bhuteshu bhutatmanam kritalayam arhayet danamanaphyam maitriya bhinmena chakshusha. When one is able to feel my presence in all these, sarva bhuteshu aham kritalaya. I made all these places, all these beings as my abodes. My friends, remember, you are also an abode of God. Remember, God is within you. That means you are also a temple. You are also a mobile temple. God is moving through you. And it is your responsibility to maintain the sanctity of that temple. Take care of it. Don't abuse that. Don't insult that. Don't damage that. Don't make its efforts for causing damage to others. How to do it? Arhayet dana manabhyam. Dana and mana. Mana is respecting them. Respecting the systems of those objects. This is very important. Some people think that equality means that hugging everything. No. Or hating things. No. Put them in their own way. Treat snake also equally because there is a life. Treat lion also equally because there is a life and there is God inside. But treating lion and snake equally with you means keeping the lion in his own way. Allowing the snake to live in his own way. It means where the snake has to live? In an anthill. Let the snake live there with happiness, with peacefulness, without causing damage to anybody, nor you causing damage to that. And the place of the lion is the forest. Allow the lion to live in his own forest and enjoying his own way of life. You need not keep it with you. You need not keep him with you. And you need not damage that. This is what the great sage Prithu did in his lifetime. We discussed about it, right, last time. Prithu was the great king who arranged the systems of this world where the domestic animals have to live, where the wild animals should live, and where the people have to live, and among the people also where the warriors have to live, where the business people have to live, where the rulers have to live, and all these systems were very well organized by the great sage Prithu. That is what we need to understand and allow them. Don't say that everybody should be like you, and don't try to convert everybody. At the same time, you need not use your own way of living and get converted also. You live your way of life, let everybody live his or her own way of life. That is mana, respecting the systems of those species. And then dana. If possible, see that something is given to them, something is dedicated to them. Sharing. Dana is sharing. If you are able to share things properly, that's a great thing. Not able to share, it's okay, at least confined by yourself, still that is fine. Instead of hurting and damaging them, at least living by yourself is also a great thing. But if you want to go a step up, dana manabhyam, and then maitriya bhinnena chakshusha. When you see them, see with friendship. Don't see them with hatred. Look at everything with a kind of friendship. Keep that thought in you. Then the vision also comes like that. Then I think the actions also become good. Karma nirharamuddisya parasmin va tadarpanam yajet yashtavyamiti va prudhag bhavaha sasatvikaha. Whose thought process becomes a worship. Thought process itself becomes a worship. How great it is, what we need to understand. Yashtavyamiti yajeta. That means he breathes as a worship. He writes as a worship. He does as a worship. He helps as a worship. He enjoys as a worship. Every action he does as worship because he feels the presence of God in himself, and he feels the presence of God in that person, and he understands the limits, and he respects those things, and then he works for them. And anything that he does, yastavyam, it is in yajanam for him. Yajanam is a worship. Every action of him becomes an yajanam only. And then parasminva tadarpanam, and whatever he does, he immediately dedicates that to the ultimate God. And he never thinks that I did it. Mine is this effort. I am the beneficiary. You know that. Parasminva tadarpanam karma nirharam uddisya. And he never steals the show of the actions he does. He understands what? He understands that any action is not a single effort. With few more, he is doing that action. He, as a soul, body, as something given by the nature, and then sensory organs from the nature, intelligence that's provided, and supporter, God from behind. So every action through every sense, either pasyan, surnvan, sprusan, jigran, asinan, gachan, swapan, swasan, pralapan, visrujan, nimishan api, everything takes breathe in and breathe out. That also a worship. Blinks as a worship and moves as a worship. Every action he transforms it as a worship because it is a joint venture. It's a shareholding business. How can he alone claim that I did it, mine is this, I am the beneficiary? There is a share that goes to God. There is a share that goes to the senses. There is a share that goes to the jnana, buddhi, and there is another share that goes to the nature. And of course, these are unknown shareholders. And there are many other shareholders also around you. Because when you are acting through this body, your mother helped you, your father helped you, your teachers helped you, your friends helped you. Oh my God. You are receiving the help from how many sources? And again the wind helped you, the sun helped you, the food helped you. And why don't you feel that these are all shareholders with you? That's why he never steals the benefits that should be dedicated to all of them. That is called karma nirharam. That means nishkama karma, which is also called as karma yoga. That means he never stops his duties. He does all the activities. And whatever that is done, parasminva tadarpanam, because the main source, main supporter is the inner power of God. And the main recipient also is God from within all of them. So he dedicates everything that's like Krishna Arpanamastu. And then, yajet yastavyamiti, because this is what my responsibility, this is my duty, I'm doing. Enjoys the duty then. He never cries. See, during this pandemic situation, many people are crying in spending the time. Oh, I'm getting bored, how to do, what to do, so on and so forth. Why? How many things are provided in the nature by God around you? Read those books. Write something. Listen to something. Elevate yourself. And if you are able to do this, do you expect the time goes waste? Do you expect that any minute, any moment goes bored? No. And when you realize the presence of God with you, do you get bored? No. So, this is actually what our people are doing, very interestingly. We know all our volunteers are doing this kind of time, spending this kind of time, enjoying this kind of time. They're really doing great things. That's why we are just recollecting what we are doing, how we are doing. And this kind of person is called Saha Satvikaha. He is considered as Satvik. And then he travels through a path called Archiradi. 3 types of paths. We have to travel through them unquestionably, uncompromisingly. And of course not now. When this given time is over, then you have to travel through that. But while traveling, what are the things that you encounter? What are the 3 paths I said? One is called Yamyadi. The one is called Dhumadi. And the Sattvic people chose Archiradi. So, the soul travels through these things, through these paths. But how we have to live here is, don't abuse the body. Don't abuse the systems. Don't hurt others. At the same time, don't let people cross their own limits also. And you need not cross your limit and follow the personal saucham, personal distancing, which is very, very much recommended to this pandemic situation, isn't it? Sanitization is for purity and personal distancing is for our own benefit And again, doing the things is because we have to do them. We just can't sit idle. While doing, enjoy doing as a service. This is all what it is. This is what you guys are doing. So, Sattvic path is confirmed for all of you guys, isn't it? So, but Kapila, those said these three paths like Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic, Archaradi, Dhumadi and Yamyadi. Much description about these three paths is provided in a beautiful story by Chandogya Upanishad. There, Swetaketu was a boy who understood all these paths through a great king called Pravahana, who was the ruler of the then Panchala kingdom. Of course, we discuss about that as how the soul, after going through these paths of these activities here, how the soul travels, how the Amyadi path and what would be the result, how the Dhumadi path and what would be the result, how the Archaradi path and what is the joy that the soul experiences. And why we need to understand that? Because if you know that the path is good and if you know the goal is good, then if you definitely try for it, and when you try for it, you definitely get it, and when you get it, you enjoy that. So don't get tempted for shorter benefits and lose the longer benefit. Even the shorter period, you have to experience a little bit hard time, but when the benefit is longer, and just try for it. So let us try to understand those things during our next session, how those three paths were described by the great King Pravahana to the Swetaketu, a beautiful boy. And for now, understanding that our activities serving all beings as service to God is what the Kapila said as the best path. And we should all enjoy, we should all be happy that God chosen us to be in that path, and let us be grateful to God. So let's be grateful also to this pandemic situation which is allowing us to go through this, like the what is called the Sumedha or Medhavi or whatever the programs that we are going through, and allowing us to discover about our own benefits, grace of God on us. And let us continue that Veera Hanumad Virat Setu Diksha which we are doing every day till Guru Purnima. We offer our Mangala Sasanams to one and all for joining the session and enjoying the grace of our great sages as described in Bhagavatam. Once again, Mangala Sasanams to one and all, and Jai Sriman Narayana.
కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ రంగాలలో దశాబ్దపు అనుభవంతో కస్టమర్ల మరియు శ్రేయోభిలాషుల మన్ననలను నమ్మకాన్ని గెలుపొందిన సంస్థ విఆర్ఆర్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. నాణ్యతకు నమ్మకానికి మారుపేరు విఆర్ఆర్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. ఇండిపెండెంట్ హౌసెస్, అపార్ట్మెంట్స్, విల్లాస్ అన్ని రకాల హంగులతో అలరించే అద్భుతమైన వెంచర్స్ తో పాటు అందరికీ అందుబాటు ధరలో సొంత ఇంటి కలను సాకారం చేసే నమ్మకమైన సంస్థ విఆర్ఆర్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. Please visit VRR Constructions, Varatex Plaza near Radhika Theatre, ECL X Road, Hyderabad. Call to 9100885551 9100885559.